Hey everyone, welcome back. We're going to make a snack today. We're making bacon and sausage pastry. You're going to like this one. It'll fill you up too. Let's get everything out and make it. Not a lot of ingredients with this. First off, we need some puff pastry. Next up, some peameal bacon. If you're in the States, you might recognize it as Canadian bacon. We've got sausages. We need 4 sausages, and you can go anywhere from mild to hot Italian, whatever you like. I've got a spicy chicken sausage I think is going to be pretty cool. We're also going to need some cheddar cheese, make it the sharp. That gives it the best taste. An onion and an egg, because we need an egg wash for the very end of it. And a little bit of barbecue sauce, any kind you want. Well, let's get started. We've got a bowl, we'll take it out, put it aside. We'll tackle our onion first. Chop it all up. Now, if you want to put it in the frying pan, that's optional. You can if you'd like. I just took it, put it in our bowl. Just like that. And if you want more onions, go ahead. That was kind of a small one. I think a little more would have been nice. So let's get that out of the way. Next up, our sausages. Okay, so you may like this, you may not. We're going to take our 4 sausages, carefully get them out of the package, and now we got to get the casing off. So of course, you take the top and very carefully score it. And then basically you just peel off all the outer skin. And when you're done, you end up with that. Because these are kind of spicy, they've got hot peppers running through them. We're going to take them and slice them into quarters. Like that. Ever so carefully. Make sure you got a decent knife for doing this. You want a good sharp one. Well, I guess we're chopping up in a smaller than quarters. Yeah, and then we're just going to chop it all up because we kind of need it like that. And into the bowl it's going to go. And this will make our sausage and bacon mix. But we don't have any bacon yet. So you could use regular bacon if you want. But we're going to use peameal bacon, which will give it a nice hammy taste. So we'll get our cutting board down, our package out, slice her open, and there's our peameal bacon ready to chop up. Now we're going to chop this up just like we did the sausages, more or less. And of course you want a nice sharp knife for doing this. And you just cut it into strips, and then we'll cut it into pieces. But the other thing we're going to have to do when we're done is actually get our frying pan out and cook it. Why? Well, because it's not actually cooked at this point. Just kind of like bacon, right? You're going to have to cook it up. The sausage is already pre-cooked, so you don't have to. And even though it is going to end up going in the oven and baking a little bit, you want to make sure that, you're okay. There's our bacon. Let's do a little more. I got another couple pieces. Let's just do it all. Okay, now let's get this into a frying pan, medium heat. We're just going to cook it. While we're doing that, let's crack an egg. I want to get everything ready before we start putting things together. 1 egg. Get a fork, mix it around. And we're going to use that for brushing on the top of our pastry when we're done. Okay, our peameal bacon's done, and you can see the steam coming off it into the bowl with our sausage and onions. And I guess if you want to put, some chopped up bell peppers in it, hey, it's yours to do with as you want. I think there's all sorts of different combos you could use. But there's our meat and onions together. We're just going to mix it around. And there's nothing really holding it together except the cheese when we're done. So that's all nice and mixed. Here goes our barbecue sauce. It's supposed to be about 3 tablespoons. I mean, ish, you know. Put in how much you want, how much little, how much more. All right, here comes our puff pastry. 1 sheet. And if I was doing this again with the amount that I made, I would have 2.5 sheets because we're going to cut this one in half. And if I was divvying up what's in our bowl properly, so it wasn't too much, I would do 3 pieces. Because there was a lot in the second one. And you'll see once we get to putting it together. So this one I didn't bother pulling apart the wax paper. We just shoveled everything on. It's supposed to be about half. That wasn't quite half. Keep one side not full because you're going to roll it to that one side. So we mush down our meat mixture. And on comes our cheese. This is about 1/2 cup of cheese, I think, when we're done. Make sure it's sharp. That'll give it the most flavor. But you can mix and match if you really want it. So we carefully roll it. And I hadn't peeled off the wax paper first, so it became a little bit of an issue. A little bit of a struggle, but we got it. Now you got to tuck in the 2 sides and our seam. The seam's going to go down on our baking sheet when we get to it. But I had a hard time keeping everything sealed, partially because I had to fight with the wax paper, and partially just because. So we've got our baking sheet out with parchment paper, not wax paper, and we're going to flip this upside down, so seams on the bottom. There. I mean, that part was fairly easy. Looks good. Second one, the exact same thing, but this time I'm going to attempt to pull it off now, and I think it's easier if you just do it when you're getting it out of the fridge, you know, because it's, well, see, it doesn't look that great, but it'll still work. Now, this is where I thought I needed to go with 3 because, look, that's about enough there, and there's probably enough I could have put in a third. But we'll just make this one a lot bigger, right? So we get all our meat mixture into our puff pastry. And we got to spread it all out nice and neat. Like that. Then goes our cheese. And then, of course, since I've got it off the paper pretty well, I thought, hey, now that I've stretched it, why don't I close up the ends? Hey, well, that's a great idea. So I kind of pinch the ends together. And now hopefully when I roll this over, the ends aren't all going to spill out, right? And then I can pinch it and make sure that the seams are a little better. So we slowly pull it over, and then I thought, because I got so much meat in here, I don't think I'm going to roll it all the way. I think I'm just going to pull up the other side. So there's half of it right there. We hold on to it, pull up the other side. And that seemed to work pretty well. It's all tucked in fairly nice. I think this will work. Just check it all out. Make sure there's not too many seams there. Yeah, I think that works out good. There's a lot of meat in this one, for sure. Bring our pan back in. And take our roll and put it on the baking sheet. You can see the difference between the 2 of them. The second one's pretty big. Okay, time for that egg wash. And we're just going to make sure we cover all the sides and the tops of both our pastries so they come out nice and golden brown. That looks pretty good. All right. Into the oven, 400 degrees for 20 minutes. And you know when they come out? I think they look pretty good, nice and golden. Now if you want to put some extra cheese on top, sprinkle it on, throw it back in the oven 5 minutes to let it melt. I just didn't do that. Let's see how one cuts up. So I'll take the smaller one just for now. And we'll cut her up. And that seemed to come apart really good. Let's see how the inside's looking. Oh yeah, the cheese melted. That looks pretty good. I think it's time to give that a little try, but I got to cut everything up first. And the second one cuts just about as good. You want about an inch each. And here they are on a plate. Cheese is all nice and melty. These pastries look pretty damn good. Hey, another great recipe. I hope you'll give it a try. Leave me a comment below, one way or the other. Listen, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell, because that'll tell you the next time I upload a video. Feel free to share this and any of my other videos. And thanks for stopping by and watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.